It's time to stop playing around and get serious. Medications coming in at even with tomatoes. This is not usual. I mean, I know we be low over here in my parts of New Jersey, but hey fam, welcome back to another video. Today is Saturday, so first and foremost, happy Saturday. Hopefully you all are doing well. We're going to be going over our news, comments, and reports, so hopefully you all can stay tuned and enjoy. Sit back, relax, and check in. So this is Shauna. I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. Hopefully you all can check in. Let us know where you are watching from and how you are doing. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. Let's go. So the Biden administration, they have admitted more than 1 million migrants into the U.S. under parole policy Congress, and is considering restricting it. So is it going to actually be restricted? Because there is so many migrants in this country alone. And typically they're sent off to like the poorer states and cities. So we have a lot of migrants over here in my parts of New Jersey. They definitely stand up outside of like places like Home Depot, definitely Home Depot, auto zones and stuff like that, just in case you need to pick up somebody to come paint your house, do minimal construction work on your home. They're considered as handyman in those areas. So definitely more than 1 million people have been allowed to enter the U.S. under the Biden administration programs based on the Immigration Parole Authority that Congress is considering restricted at the request of Republican lawmakers, y'all. So according to the internal government data obtained by, of course, CBS News. So since President Biden took office in 2021, wow, them years have flown. His administration has used immigration parole at a historic scale. So right about now, there's more migrants in the country than ever before, invoking the decades-old law to welcome hundreds of thousands of foreigners fleeing armed conflicts in Afghanistan and Ukraine, or political and economic crisis. Let's just say this. I know every country have their own issues, with some being worse than, of course, others. But when we have our own issues here in the U.S. and we're not even taken care of, it kind of looks odd that so many migrants are allowed to come seek aid and get help versus us receiving help. It just makes me wonder, what kind of plans are they making with other countries to be willingly accepting migrants so easily? What's really going on? I'm starting to think that there's a bigger picture that's being painted, and of course we can't see it, but I think there's a bigger picture being painted, and that I'm gonna leave that right there where it's at. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. My pockets definitely feel this when I'm shopping, but I also didn't know that New Jersey is home to 70 locations of the most overpriced grocery stores. That's something I didn't know, because I do hear when you guys are reporting in the comments some of your prices as well. And some of them be higher than ours, while some of them be lower. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that New Jersey made the list of one of the states that have the most overpriced grocery stores. So here's a topic that I try to stay away from, but I'm seeing more and more people walk around with their face covered up. And this popped up and I'm like, oh, really? So highly mutated COVID variant, the Parola JN1, is all over the place. In this article, it did mention at least 10,000 people died in December alone just from this. I feel like we're going backwards now. Now that I'm looking into it and I'm reading certain things, I don't know if the numbers are true. I always say that. They put the numbers there, but I don't know if the numbers are really true. You can put anything written down on a report, but I don't know if it's true. But 10,000 people alone, and they're saying that the cases are rising. From November, it was, I think, 40-something% to December, it's like 60-something% of cases. And 60% of those cases were sent to the intensive care unit. So it's ridiculous. That's something to definitely keep an eye on. We've been talking the last a few videos about how people's sicknesses are prolonged. So definitely work on, your health. Your health is your wealth. So we're going to leave that right there where it's at. That's something to definitely look out for. And while a lot of us feel like something is going down, like seriously, almost like they are planning for World War III. So billionaires are building doomsday bunkers. That's what they're saying. So they're saying there's about 15 billionaires that some people known publicly that are building bunkers right now as we speak. But what for is the question. So sometimes I have trouble sleeping. I study just scroll through, to see what's on these little apps. So I seen on Tubi they have secrets of UFOs where they discuss things that's been covered up by the government. And one of them is secrets of UFOs and are they real? Let me know if any of you guys watch any of these seasons of the secrets of the UFOs and what's really going on with that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some discuss shortages. So someone said I didn't take a picture in the store since it wasn't that obvious with the way they arranged the shelves. But I realized how few great value tomato products there were when I couldn't find the Rotel in the Great Value brand. Then I realized what they had was basically diced tomatoes and tomato paste and not a lot of it. They normally have a store version of each thing Hunts make. It appeared to be the normal amount and whole, but things were spread around thin and lots of the same thing in whole spaces. Unless you cook from scratch or homemade, everything you probably wouldn't notice it. But there was definitely changes in the canned tomato sauce area. And this person is reporting somewhere from the South. They didn't say what state. So tomato products in general, as we do our walkthroughs, I've been pointing out like, oh, the shortage of like tomatoes, like in our Walmart, expect actually everywhere, where I go at least. Like in Walmart, they're selling these really tiny tomatoes, and it's like $1.48 a pound. They recently had it on rollback though. But yeah, it's like $1.48 a pound, and then you go look for the larger size tomatoes, and there is none. So definitely been seeing that shortage of tomatoes, which definitely you know go hand in hand with this person's concern is. Wow, they also came in to state that the dates for some things were already past the best buy date in a store. So definitely, of course, as always, check those dates. Just be mindful that some of us, we just be shopping. We in and out, we gotta go. Just be mindful to definitely check those dates if you don't want to waste the trip going back to the store. So this person who shared before shared that their sugar section is looking really bad in their Walmart. This person here actually owns a cookie business and now have concerns about the business not making it. They go on and talk about how being that a lot of items are unavailable, they might have to permanently close their business down. They own a cookie shop. But they might have to go ahead and close it down. But right now they're temporarily closed because they cannot get the items they need. They also reported that eggs have been low for weeks. And that's one of the issues when you own a small business and you're still shopping at stores like Walmart because you don't want to pay the higher prices, of course. Then yeah, there's definitely going to be some shortages. You're going to run into problems where items are unavailable. And dependent on the person's location or your location in general, Walmart might be the only place for some people to shop. Not everyone can open up, the business account. And sometimes the deals ain't really deals and it's cheaper to go buy items at Walmart. But if the items are unavailable or if certain items become too expensive, is it worth keeping your business open? Because in order to run a business, you have to receive some profit to keep it going. But yeah, I definitely feel it. And this is why a lot of small businesses don't make it. Someone else is reporting not a shortage, but changes. So, well, now I'm sure. I thought for some time now, my land of lake unsalted butter was different. For many years, I put it in a butter container on a kitchen table. Seems lately to not get soft, even at room temp. Yesterday in my freezer, a 4-quarter pack had fallen to the back of the freezer shelf, and I found it been there at least a year. So this lady took it out, and guess what? The one that was in her freezer for a year, it actually melts versus the butter that they now have on the shelf. Nowadays, it does not melt. It stays hard. So when we talk about the ingredients changing over time, definitely that's something to consider. So as we do stockpile and we do go into our stockpile, we might have some items that was then once worth it and then once good versus now when we go and buy that same item, guess what? Those ingredients change and it's no longer what? Something that you like anymore. And it's not worth the price. So Land O'Lakes unsalted butter is no longer getting soft at room temperature. So we actually got away from this here. So not really a food shortage, but I noticed pretty much everything Walmart brand package is bioengineered. So this person go ahead and state that they now have to consider cooking more from scratch. If you're new and you're here enjoying today's upload, all you have to do is subscribe. All right, let's get into some of these comments. So coming from Latrell Gibson, thank you so much for always coming through and checking in from California. They prices be high. So I went to Our Stones and it had a lot of front facing. A lot of items are missing. They had 2 clerks at the register and 6 self-services. So we all know that artificial intelligence have been taken over. So more and more stores are moving towards the self-checkout as they've been doing, which really sucks, as they've been doing for the past few years. So while some people are totally against self-checkout, some people are for it. They're like, yeah, we prefer self-checkout than going to a register and waiting in a line. Let us know what you feel about that in the comments down below. Are you a self-checkout person? Or are you, I'm going to stand here in a line kind of person? Let us know. Me personally, if you guys stay, watching my videos, I don't mind standing in the line. But if I'm in a situation where I'm on a run and my kids are getting fussy and stuff, yeah, I would definitely go to self-checkout. But honestly, I hardly go to self-checkout. Maybe throughout the whole year, out of 365 days, I've been to self-checkout twice, maybe, if that. Personally, because if I'm having an issue, I want the issue to be addressed right then and there. And I could avoid having to wait for one person to come assist me, because that one person that's standing there at the self-checkout is watching about 6, 7 people check out. And sometimes you really have to wait a long time. You have to wait your turn to get assistance if needed. So I'd rather stand in line, and if something go wrong or if a price is wrong or something like that, I can go ahead and get the help I need right then and there versus having to wait. I don't know. That's just how I see it, y'all. Besides people actually not being able to work the register, I see it like, that way as well. All right, so Marielle did come through and say that the Sam's Club she shop at actually started the scan and go with the cameras. So far, she hadn't had any issues, but she can definitely see how this would become a problem for people who buy a lot of items in bulk, especially those who fill up the flatbeds. And listen, when people shop with them flatbeds, them things be packed. I don't see how the camera is going to catch everything on the sides and in between. I don't know. Would there be a different walkout, checkout kind of method for people who have over a certain number of items? I don't know, y'all. But that's what is happening at Sam's. They do have that option where you can do the scan and go, but you still have to walk through the whole, it's like a metal detector, right? You walking through, and if something go beep, 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 something ain't right. But, the artificial intelligent checkout method there, it has the cameras and it could basically scan and see everything that you have purchased while in the store. So here's an issue with scan and go. So user, all of that there, shared. I saw a couple's Amazon video and their computer system was reading more than what the people bought. And they was definitely charging them for it. So AI is taking over everyone's job. wait till the end of this year and see what's going to happen. I believe a lot of companies are going to start incorporating the artificial intelligence. As far as putting more, like I mentioned before, self checkouts. We have the tally still running around, well, rolling around the stores up here. And then as far as you walking out and the machine is scanning your items, I think more and more things are going to be by artificial intelligence. And you guys see how we have a lot of things up here locked up. It probably be a point in time. I think Big Man Alaska mentioned this before. It's probably going to be a point in time where a lot of stores, it's going to be like a big vending machine. If you want some aluminum foil, go ahead and press B6 and you could pay for the item there, and then it will shoot your item out like a vending machine. Now, wouldn't that be interesting? It's just a hot mess. I mean, a hot mess. Yale, thank you so much for coming through. So they're getting rid of cashiers in most stores soon. And also, AI eliminate tech positions in call centers also. There will be a lot of jobs lost with artificial intelligence, as we discussed, which I feel as if is true. Now, some people ask, well, why is this such a bad thing? Look at this. So, what mimics human intelligence? Artificial intelligence is based on a principle that human intelligence can be defined in a way that a machine can easily mimic it and execute tasks from the most simple to those that are even more complex. So just imagine you go into a doctor's office. Of course, you're checking in. There's no office manager or anybody sitting in at the front. There's no clerk. You're checking in on a machine. And then you go in through the back. And let's say the doctor is on the other side of, let's say, a screen. And then you have this robot kind of thing to do everything that the doctor is supposed to do. Now, would you let this robot work on you, literally? I don't know. I feel as if they can malfunction. Anything can malfunction at any time. But just imagine. It's crazy. I don't know. It just give me the real feeling of like iRobot vibes when you're walking through and you see these robots and they're basically taking over, but then boom, it malfunctions. And then it's a bigger problem of it's us against them. But who knows? Would it ever get to that point? New York, new art. Yes, thank you so much for coming through and checking in. Your Saturday reports videos are very detailed and informative. Good job. Thank you so much for coming through and leaving this comment. It definitely keeps me going. London girl checking in. Oh my God, from the UK with a -5. Oh, that is cold, cold, cold. Hopefully, y'all that still have freezing temperatures are finding a way to stay warm. Just be mindful before we check out. Funches897 did mention, very interesting, as Sam's Club also owns Walmart. I wonder, will they also use this technology there too? Shoplifters run out of stores with shopping carts full of merchandise. And shoplifters, they do. I've seen so many videos across Facebook lately where shoppers are actually running out of the store with stuff with the security there and everything. Security will go after them, and the shoppers come right back in and grab as much stuff as they can and run out the store. It's crazy. Like, you can see why this stuff is being put in place, but when you come across people like that just don't care, it's crazy. Man, oh man. It definitely is. But thank you all who came through, checked in. I truly appreciate it. Always a big shout out to Happy Grandma for Ruth P. Tonette, you're always here checking in. Yes, I definitely love it. If you're still here, Junior Mustang did mention that Walmart been putting a lot of their canning supplies on sale. So if you have a Walmart in the area and you're looking to get those things, get it now, because it's odd for those canning items to go on sale during this time of the year. So that going to tell you something. You better be prepared. Adrienne Smith, thank you so much for always coming through and checking in as well. Ebony Black, Sandy, Zepcha. I also been seeing you guys continuously in the comments as well. So thank you all for continuing to show your support. Big shout out to you all. So thank you so much for tuning in into today's video. We're about to leave this video right here where it's at because it's Saturday and we want to enjoy the rest of our weekend, right? We're already here for about 20 minutes and hopefully you all enjoyed. So if you're new and you're all the way here to the end, all you have to do is subscribe to stay informed. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. This is Shauna and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. Make sure that you all stay prepped, stay blessed, and stay safe. Most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next time, y'all, I'm officially up out of here. Peace.